Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faith, and today guys I'll be checking out Kirkland reviews why Tupac hated Jada Pinkett so much. And without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
TK Kirkland is exposing Jada Pinkett Smith for lying about her relationship with Tupac for attention, and fans are now saying Jada totally exaggerated her friendship with Tupac.
Tupac wouldn't have fucked with her. Tupac wouldn't have fucked with her. I'm tired of that story.
Jada Pinkett Smith is currently writing a tell-all memoir that will discuss her personal relationships, including her complicated marriage to Will Smith and her friendship with the late great Tupac Shakur. But as you all probably know, Jada has been talking about Tupac for years, so what else needs to be said? And why is Jada so obsessed with still milking Tupac? Well, according to TK Kirkland, Jada is so self-absorbed that she thinks that if Tupac were alive, he would be fixated on her. TK also claimed that Pac never liked Jada like that, and she totally overestimated their relationship. So how did Tupac really feel about Jada? And why does Jada talk about Pac more than she talks about her own husband?
It never went down. Oh, Tupac. Bitch, I know Tupac. Tupac wouldn't have been fucking with you. You know, and I'm just tired of this mindset some women have.
TK Kirkland recently appeared on The Art of Dialogue, and he had some harsh words for Jada Pinkett Smith. TK was asked how he feels about Chris Rock calling Jada the B word in his new Netflix comedy special. And TK said that Chris did nothing wrong because the whole Oscar slap situation happened because of Jada.
What you think about the people, man, that feel like Chris Rock, he went too far about calling Jada a bitch?
I agree. Fuck the bitch. You know, she put them in harm's way. She's not a woman. You got to call her what it is.
TK then called out Jada for still talking about Tupac, and he also said some other things about how Pac really felt about Jada. But before we get into all of that, here's some context on what happened between Jada and Tupac and why Jada is still milking Pac. Jada and Tupac first met at the Baltimore School of the Arts in Maryland, and they became best friends.
As soon as he approached me, he was like a magnet. It was like once you paid attention to him, he kind of sucked you in. And we hit it off from that moment on.
Jada and Pac also bonded over their similar childhood experience, as they both grew up surrounded by drugs and gun violence. In fact, Jada claimed that she was a dealer when she met Tupac in high school. However, as Jada was trying to distance herself from street life, Pac was getting more involved in it.
When we first met, I was a drug dealer. And I've been having kind of an existential crisis around Pac, because as I was coming out of the life, he was going more into the life.
And then after Tupac was killed in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas in 1996, Jada was completely heartbroken because she genuinely believed that Tupac would manage to get away from that lifestyle.
How far I had come, and having started in one place and had come out of a certain lifestyle and watched a friend go into that lifestyle, and always thought, you know, the higher power would bring him through, and that I made it and that he didn't.
Now, to be clear, Jada never said that she and Pac dated. In fact, she always claimed their relationship was platonic. Jada also revealed that she and Pac tried to kiss once just to see if there was any chemistry there, but they both realized they were better off as friends.
There was a time when I was like, just kiss me. Let's just see how this goes. And when I tell you, it had to be the most disgusting kiss for us both.
Why? Explain that to me. Because it was so platonic, the relationship?
I think, you know, the only way I can put it is just the higher power just did not want that, because I feel as though if Pac and I had any kind of sexual chemistry, we might have killed each other, because we were both so passionate.
But see, what's really weird about all of this is that Jada is still obsessed with talking about Pac despite being married to Will for over 20 years. And yes, it's understandable that Jada never got over losing Pac, and the two of them did have a special connection. But why constantly bring that up in interviews when you know your husband was jealous of that connection?
Were you ever jealous of the love Jada had for Tupac?
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh my God, that dude. And you know, and that was in the early days.
Yeah,
that was in the early days, and it was like, that was a big regret for me too, because I could never open up to interact with Pac.
What's even more messed up is that Jada apparently talked about Pac with her kids so much that her daughter Willow once wrote a letter to Pac begging him to come back so that her mom can be happy again. The letter read, "Dear Tupac, I know you are alive someplace. I think my mommy really misses you. Can you please come back? Can you come back so mommy and me can be happy? I really wish you were here. I really do. Love, Willow." But think about this. Pac died 4 years before Willow was born, and yet she's talking about him like he's her dad. Imagine how Will must have felt felt seeing his daughter begging a dead man she will never meet to come back so her mom can be happy. And more importantly, it's really messed up to put so much stress on a child that they are begging dead people to come back. Also, it's interesting how things like this would get leaked on the internet and then Jada would act like people are so obsessed with her relationship with Tupac, when in fact no one would even really care if she didn't bring it up all the time. Because every time someone talks about Pac, Jada feels the need to insert herself into the conversation and remind everyone she was friends with him. To give you just one example, after Tupac's biopic All Eyes on Me came out in 2017, Jada publicly slammed the movie and claimed that the reimagining of her relationship with Pac was deeply hurtful. Jada also went on a Twitter rant blasting the movie for what she thought was an inaccurate portrayal of her and Pac's relationship, writing, "Forgive me, my relationship to Pac is too precious to me for the scenes in All Eyes on Me to stand as truth." And then in a series of follow-up tweets, Jada dissected specific scenes from the movie, exposing everything they got wrong. But was this really necessary? Yes, the movie wasn't 100% realistic, but it was a biopic, not a documentary, and that's how biopics work. Also, the movie was about Pac and not just about Pac's relationship with Jada. And yet the way Jada made a fuss about it, you'd think the whole movie was centered around her. Besides that, Kat Graham, who played young Jada in All Eyes on Me, later revealed that she actually reached out to Jada a year and a half before the movie was released and said that Jada was really supportive. "When I first got the role, I reached out to Jada, and the point of reaching out to her as well as the other producers on the film was to ensure the integrity of the story and the character," Kat told East-T, also adding that she spoke to Jada just a week before Jada criticized the movie on Twitter, and Jada had nothing but support. And after all this came out, many fans accused Jada of being a hypocrite and using Tupac's name for clout. One fan tweeted at the time, "Jada should know it's not about her. Very selfish in my opinion. Pac's mom approved of the film." And another fan fired back at Jada, writing, "A year ago you boycotted because no black films were represented in the Oscars. Now here's a good movie with a black cast and you tear them down?" But Jada didn't stop there, and after she brought Will on Red Table Talk to discuss her entanglement with August Alsina, Tupac's name started trending on Twitter again, and fans were saying Jada was once again trying to humiliate Will and punish him for not being Pac. One fan said, "Jada never filled the hole Tupac left, so she tried to fill it with a family and failed. Then an affair failed and hurt a lot of people. Incomplete people are the most toxic humans, especially if they're selfish like Jada." And another fan wrote, "Nah, cause Jada deadass obsessed with Tupac and he's been gone for 20 years. Tupac didn't even like her like that, and she's out here talking about him like her goddamn husband don't exist." Also, isn't it kind of disrespectful of Jada to talk about Pac as if he didn't have a whole fiance when he died? Tupac was engaged to Jada Jones and they were living together at the time of his death, and yet you never hear Jada obsessively talk about Tupac in public the way that Jada does. Now, Pac did have a lot of love for Jada, and it's true they had a strong bond, but this was over 20 years ago, and no one knows how Pac would feel about Jada now. In fact, according to TK Kirkland, if Pac was still alive, he probably wouldn't even like who Jada turned into.
And I'm tired of her always talking about Tupac would have did. Tupac wouldn't have fucked with her. Tupac wouldn't have fucked with her. I'm tired of that story. It never went down. Oh, Tupac. Bitch, I know Tupac. Tupac wouldn't have been fucking with you.
TK also insinuated that Jada totally exaggerated Pac's feelings for her and tried to convince everyone Pac was only obsessed with her and no one else.
And I'm just tired of this mindset some women have. They think that whether it happened 20, 30 years ago, a nigga still gonna fuck with you. It wouldn't win. Tupac was a boss. He was very intelligent. The nigga cut off Madonna, dog. That's how cold Tupac was. Madonna. You gotta be a cold nigga to break off with Madonna. I'm sorry.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Tupac, he had a fiance before he died, right? Jada Jones, Quincy Jones' daughter?
Exactly. Right. Sure was. Yeah, they wasn't rocking like that. They wasn't like that.
Fans are also now saying that TK is speaking facts because it really does seem like Jada just can't accept that Pac wasn't as obsessed with her as she was with him. One fan said, "Those of us old enough to remember know the truth. He was her ideal, but he wasn't checking on her like that." And another fan added, "I agree with what he's saying when he talks about the present. Tupac and Jada in the 90s were not the same people they are or would be now, and I'm pretty sure if Pac was still around to see this Jada, he wouldn't F with her. Even when he died, they weren't talking because they had drama." But what about you? Do you agree with what TK said about Jada and Tupac? Did Jada really exaggerate her relationship with Pac?
Wow, you guys, that was such an interesting one. And I just want to add one thing. Jada Pinkett is obviously smitten by Tupac. She is so obsessed with him, and she keeps on bringing his name in every opportunity. What do you think about Jada and Tupac's love? Do you think it was real, or Jada Pinkett was too much in her own head and think that Tupac life revolves around her? Let me know your thoughts on this one. I really enjoyed every minute that this video lasted. If you guys totally enjoyed watching, give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.